Hey, hey, hey. Hi, everybody. How's it going? This is Ina Coveney, and I am here to tell you a little bit about publicity. So, if you're thinking of starting a business, you're inevitably going to run into the topic of publicity. But guess what? I didn't even run into the topic of publicity until years after I had started my business. If you can believe it, like that was one of those things that eluded me. Like I knew everything about online marketing and publicity, just kind of like was like an afterthought. I didn't even have to. I didn't even think about it until pretty much like the past like year and a half or so. Hi, Patty. Nice to see you. Let me put in a link here because I just put in the description that at the end I'm going to be inviting you to a class, but I guess I'll just invite you now. Don't miss the class that I'm teaching. It's completely free. It's going to happen in this group, but you're going to want to sign up, number one, so that I know that you're coming. Number two, so that I can send you the replay in case you can't make it, and you get all the associated emails with it. So to sign up and save your seat, go to inacoveney.com/masterclass, and I will see you there. So here's what I wanted to tell you about publicity. I didn't even become aware of it until last year because, and this is one of the resources that I'm going to give you to follow. Her name is Selena Sue, and I'm going to put her name here. I'm going to tag her. She's not in this group, but I'm going to tag her anyway so that you can follow there. Okay. Selena Sue, she's like the master of publicity, right? And I became aware of her last year because she was launching one of her programs, which I ended up joining, but not last year. I ended up joining now. Kind of like a slow adapter of things. And Selena Sue, she started out like all of us in corporate, and she wanted to do something else. She was working for publicists, so she knew what to do. So she started offering these services, like to be a publicist. And now she has, thousands of dollars, thousands of followers. She makes $1 million a year in her business, right? So she was somebody that I was really interested in following from the business perspective. Like, how did she make this happen? So don't miss the opportunity to study people that you admire, guys. Study, study, study. Don't run away from offers, run towards them. Don't run away from classes, run towards them to see how other people are doing it. So that's like one expert tip that I'm going to give you there. So what I learned about publicity just by following Selena is that it is possible for you to get publicity even if you're just starting in your business. So if you guys go to inacoveney.com/USA Today. I'm putting the link in here, /USA Today. That's going to take you to the article where I was featured just like a month, 2 months into my business. I had just launched my website, if that. Actually, it might still link to my old site, to inanutshellweb.com. But yeah, I found it through just using like the internet to find out like where the reporters are. And I spent an entire month basically submitting pitches to publications and then like, hey, I'm here, this is what I can talk about, until finally, I think after 40 submissions, I got featured in about 8 places. So that kind of gives you like the rate of return there. So it can be a really time consuming process, but it's something that like I didn't want to come here to tell you, to teach you like how these opportunities like come about. It's something that you learn along the way, right? And I just got featured in the Ladies Chit Chat Club podcast. How did I get that piece of publicity? How did I get that opportunity? This particular one I got by networking at a conference that I went to. So this is another opportunity where I'm like, you guys say yes to things. So if you see an ad for a conference or somebody's talking about it and it sounds interesting and it sounds doable, don't say no first. Say yes first and then figure out how to do it. So I went to that conference. It was Podcast Movement this past August. I met so many incredible people that I'm actually going to be introducing you to like in the next couple of months. I'm going to bring some to talk to you here in this group to teach you about all the things that they're experts on. Okay, so stay tuned. So saying yes to opportunities, that's how, right? At Podcast Movement, they had this basically like a speed dating or speed networking event for you to talk to podcasters who are looking for guests. And she and I hit it off. Mandy Connell from Ladies Chat Club. She's in broadcasting. She's actually on the radio and she has a podcast on the side. And it was just a pleasure to talk to her. And I got into my entire story of how I got out of a job that I loved. I like my job. There's something, you're never going to hear me say I was miserable at my job. I loved my job. I just knew that I deserved better. I knew that I wanted better, and I knew that I wanted more control because I'm a control freak. I wanted more control over my life, my income, and the time, like my time, how I spend my time. Right now, if I turn around my computer, you're going to see my son over there. We're about to go pick up his brother from school, right? This is Mondays, right? Hanging out with him. We went to the zoo this morning, and now I'm just doing a little bit of work. I was doing a little work while he napped and while he had lunch, and now we're going to go out again. So if this is the kind of life that you've been thinking like you want to have, but your biggest block is, how do you even make money like that? I am making too much money in my job to quit. That's usually the biggest hurdle that we all have to get over when we're thinking of doing something else, is how on earth are we supposed to replace our salary? That's the only topic I talk about here. How do you replace your salary? How to start business doing what you love? So to that end, I am having a conversation. I'm having a class, a completely free class happening in this group called How to Start a Business in a Saturated Market. So if your thing that you want to do, you feel like there's already too many of them, like business coaches. I'm a business coach. There's millions of them out there, but I consider myself to be pretty successful in my coaching practice. So how do you make that happen? That's what we're going to cover in this class. So I put the link in the comments, inacoveney.com/masterclass. That's how you get into the class. You'll definitely want to be in there so you can get the related emails and reminders and replays, okay? So going back to publicity, why should you have publicity if your website is not even live, right? That's another really big myth, right? That in order to get publicity, you should be already searchable. You should already be ready for people to go and find you. It would be nice. That's what publicity is for. But here's the deal. If you are able to get publicity now, right, based on your current experience and expertise, right, if you're able to help a reporter out, right, if you're able to be featured somewhere, this gives you credibility. So if you already have an online presence, Instagram, Facebook page, Facebook group, you go and you put that there like I am doing now. Hey guys, I got featured on a podcast, right? That gives you credibility. Another thing that you have to do is to put that on your website, at the bottom of your videos or whatever it is, to say, hey, these are basically the places where I have been featured. So if they trusted me, then you can trust me. If you go to my website, if you go to inacoveney.com, you're going to see my credibility markers at the bottom, all the places that I have been featured at, right? And if I hadn't spent that entire month just seeking out opportunities to be featured, that banner wouldn't be there. How long is it going to be before I feel like I'm ready to have publicity? It could have been 2 years. It could have been like now, me feeling like I'm still starting out, don't really feel ready for anybody to feature me, and I would have no credibility markers on my website, right? You have a really obvious solution here, which is go out and seek out opportunities. Seek out opportunities to write a guest blog post on somebody else's blog. Find an opportunity for people to feature you because you're an expert at what you do, or you know what you're talking about. That's all it takes, right? So if there's a topic that you really, really know about and there's somebody out there writing about it and you are starting a business, right? You can give yourself a title and be quoted. And that's it, the end, right? If you know what you're talking about, that's all it takes. You know what you're talking about. People want to hear what you're saying. And then you put it out there. So I'm going to give you, first of all, follow Selena Sue, because this is all she talks about is publicity. The other thing that I'm going to give you is a really hot tip. The way that I got all the attention of all of those reporters, right, and that I submitted all those pitches is through a really nifty tool. It's called Haro. And I gave you like total foreshadowing earlier when I said help a reporter out. That's what Haro stands for. Haro, help a reporter out. It's a website where you can sign up and you receive emails every day with potentials for being quoted. So all you do is just submit your pitch back and you may get featured. That's it. So I wanted to tell you that publicity is a thing, that you don't have to wait for it, and you can start to get the voice, you can start to get your voice out there now. That's really what I wanted to tell you. Plus, I really wanted to invite you to how to start a business in a saturated market, because it's going to be epic, guys. It's one of those things that you say yes to an opportunity completely changes your life. It's something that I create this content, by the way, like these classes and everything, because I'm hoping that 2 years down the line, 5 years down the line, somebody out there is going to say, I watched one of Ina Coveney's classes and it changed my life. Nobody would be able to say that if I don't put myself out there. So this is your time to put yourself out there. Are we cool? All right, guys. I think I'm going to take the little guy out and go and pick up my son from school because it's a Monday and this is what we do on Mondays. He has guitar lesson at 4:30, so I gotta go. It's nice to see you guys. If you have any questions or if you want to give me, actually, you know, if you want to, I want you to give me your biggest takeaway from this entire talk. What did you get out of this particular video? And I will see you in class on Thursday night. Biggest takeaway, type it in the comments. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Yay, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Click right here and check out the podcast Trailblazing Out of Corporate Life. I'll see you there.